What's going on, guys? This is Paul at 12 Volt for you, and today we're looking at the Kenwood DDX470. This is their second line doubled-in touchscreen DVD player, and this is the first radio they have that's doubled-in with touchscreen that has built-in Bluetooth. This radio is going to average around $389 to $399, and has a 1-year warranty. And let's get the thing out of the box, and then we'll see what's on the inside of the box. Then we'll mount it up and see what the backup looks like, and power it up and see what the front looks like. So let's get the box. The box is kind of tall. All right, we got the wiring harness. That's always good to have. This is the microphone for the Bluetooth. Here's your 3 manual with the install screws and the CD keys, and I think the warranty card in there somewhere. Also comes with a parking brake extension wire, and a little lid up here, and it's got a trim ring for the face. Get this out of the package, yes, for the front of the radio to hide all the mounting hardware. All right, there's nothing else in the box, so I'm gonna take that off to the side. Got styrofoam. Keeps it safe during shipping. See, we've got the little plastic bag there to keep everything in place. Looks like it's got a cage. Most installations for cars have their own install kit, so using a cage you may not need it, but unless you're doing some sort of custom modification to where you're gonna put the radio in, you might need the cage to mount the radio that way. And it looks like the face also comes with a protective cover for the front of the radio. Alright, we got the radio out of the box. Let's get it mounted up on my little display. And then I'll show you the back of it, show you all these a couple wires back here I can show you. And then we'll turn around and power it up. Alright, we got around the back side here. Well, as usual, we'll start from the left hand side and work our way to the right. See if I can kind of move some of these wires out of the way. See, the first wire I got right here, it looks like a USB, and it says Bluetooth only. So what you do is you can actually bring this microphone, well, not microphone, but this is the little part for the Bluetooth. If you unplug it, try to plug something USB into it, it won't work. So you have to extend this to get as close to you as possible. That way it can catch real good. That's why it's on a little 3-foot cord there. The next one here, this is an actual USB plug-in. So take the cap off, you can plug your USB right directly into that. Only way to tell the difference is this one actually says the word Bluetooth written on the plastic there. The next thing we got the FM antenna. It's kind of hidden underneath there, but there it is. Your vehicle may require an adapter. We got here. Okay, let's see. After we got that, we got this right here. This yellow, red, and white. This is your audio video input going into the screen. This next right here, this is the reverse camera input, so that you need an optional aftermarket reverse camera to plug into here. This right here is your front and rear 2-volt pre-outs, or 2.5 I think it is, one of the two. Front and rear, so you can have two channel amps, or 4-channel amp. This port right here, this is for the microphone. This yellow and this right here is the audio video output going out to other screens. This is for the iPod cable. This is the AV in for the iPod. Right here, this is the reverse wire, so when you put it in reverse, the screen interrupts and turns on the rear view camera and shows you what you're backing into. This is your subwoofer pre-out. That way you can have a bass amp and play some bass along with your highs over here. This green wire says this is the parking brake wire. What this does is when you're supposedly parked with your parking brake on, it'll turn the screen on so you can actually watch video. It can be bypassed. I don't condone it. You need to make sure you look at your video laws for your state or city and make sure you can watch video while you're driving. If not, you need to be parked, but it can be bypassed. This little round port right here, this is for the Sirius Xm. That way you can listen to Sirius Xm satellite radio while you're driving. It's an optional module you have to get. And this right here is the fuse and the power plug. So it'll power it up and all your speaker wires come out as well. As far as I can tell, that's all the plugs on the back of it. Let me get it turned on and we'll turn around and see what the front looks like. Alright, we got it booted up here. The first thing it's coming to is initial setup. You select your language, audio video input if you want to be AVN or iPod. Reverse camera input, if you're installing a reverse camera, you might want to go and turn it on. Panel color, I think that's to change the colors of the panel. Right now it's on, I think, scan. You got blue, yes, turn blue, orange, it's just changing the colors here. And we'll just make it blue for now. And finish. Alright. Let's see here. I used the little trim ring, which is a flat black, behind the little cage that I have the radio sitting in. But you, like I said, you may not need it. But the radio itself is actually has a glossy black look to it. Got your sensor for a remote, which is optional. Doesn't come with the radio. Got the Kenwood logo, which also doubles as a reset. Got your eject button, your CD, DVD. Over here, we've got your menu button, your AV, and if you hold it down, it actually turns on the AV output. So if you have multiple screens, by default the radio is turned off, so you have to turn it on so it spits out video to the other screens. Of course, got your volume knob, and which also, if you push it in, it's attenuator. And down here is your voice telephone button, which also can be probably programmed to something else. The main screen you come to is going to have iPod, disc. Of course, I just clicked on iPod by accident. The iPod, disc, telephone. Telephone's the Bluetooth, that way you can make phone calls, receive phone calls. You can check your outgoing, incoming, missed numbers and stuff. Tuner, that's radio. Got your presets here, mode, automatic music entry. And what it does is it'll search for the first 6 stations and program all your buttons for you, but it may program the station that you may not like on a certain button. Let's see, we got mono button here. It just takes signal, because sometimes stations might broadcast on the left side and your right side ain't playing, so you put it on mono and put signal both ways. If you got text on your presets, you got that there. Let's see, AM, FM, FM2, FM3, back to FM, Seek, channel, let's see, it's going through the buttons there. Now it's changing the buttons, and now it's changing, so it's like you press this thing like 3 different times, it gives you 3 different ways to search each time. So right now it just cycles through to it, finds the station. Or if it hit it again, it goes to your presets. You can see it going over here. If we hit it one more time, it can go to each station one at a time up here. That's pretty much it for the radio. That's pretty self-explanatory. Pandora, that's if you have your iPhone plugged into it. If you have an Android, you can play Pandora, but it has to be through the Bluetooth. All source, I'll click that in just a second. And you got Sirius Xm. That's for the optional module. Of course, it's going to say check tuner because there's no tuner plugged into it. And setup. I'll get to setup here in just a second. So I want to click all source. It just takes all those sources that could possibly have and put them all on one screen for you. So you got disc, DVD, which is this, radio, iPod. If it's plugged in, I don't have an iPod, so I can't use that feature. If I have a USB plugged into it, it'll give me those functions. Pandora, of course, Sirius Xm, phone calls, Bluetooth audio. That way you can play music from your phone through the Bluetooth, whether it be Android or iPhone. Audio, video, 1 and 2 inputs, and standby and setup. Of course, standby just puts the radio like in a standby mode. It don't do anything. And setup, we got audio, display, inputs, and systems. In audio, we got your fader and balance, equalizer. You got natural, pops, easy, top 40, all your factory preset settings. Tone, this actually goes into your bass, mid, and treble. And you got the frequency you want the bass to play at, what level you want to play at, and also down here you got subwoofer level. So if your subwoofer's plugged in, you can crank it up as well. I think it goes up to 15, I think, or 10. Okay, yeah, 10. Mids and treble, so that's your 3-band equalizer. All right, back out of that. One more time. Loudness off on. Crossover. Yeah, that's if you want to adjust it a little more if you're into that stuff. You can do it that way. Display, we got dimmer, which is auto or on. It just kind of, if the screen is too bright, you can turn it down just a hair, or just let it do it automatically. User customize, you go into here, and you can actually put your own image in there. You can capture image from a video playing, or default. Panel color, we did that earlier during setup. Oops. Display. OSD clock. I think it's on screen display. I think that's what it stands for. A scroll on once or off. If the song name or title is too long, it scrolls across the screen. Menu customize. You can move stuff around. So if you like certain things in certain areas, you can put them there. And screen adjust. You can adjust the brightness or how black it is, and of course dim off and on. Video output, this depends if you're in the United States or Europe. You got two different outputs for that. For input, reverse camera interrupt. When you put your vehicle in reverse, it interrupts the screen, shows you what you're backing into. That's where that purple and white wire in the back says reverse comes in handy. Navigation mute. If you have the navigation module working, which doesn't come with it, it'll mute your radio so the lady can talk to you. So you just turn it off. System, we got language, clock, beep, on or off, remote sensor, set up memory, and that's pretty much it. Oh, there we go. We got Bluetooth setup. This little button here, what I said was programmable. You can program it for reverse camera. Feed off, not sure what that means. Serial number is for the radio. Touch panel adjust. You can adjust the, if your fingers different sizes, you can adjust it, however you want. And system information just tells you a number, and you get update. What you do is you go to the Kenwood website and you can download for free, for the most part, updates for the firmware to make to fix features. They're always coming up with new things that might make it run a little faster, boot, turn on a little quicker. So always check the Kenwood website for updates for the firmware. That's all for the setup. Let's see what we got. Going on here. Bluetooth audio. Of course, it will show you the song title. You can change the songs and stuff. And you can also make phone calls. I think I've already been into that. Yeah, phone calls, everything. Let's see here. Radio. Push the volume button in, and attenuation, which is also for your mute. Press and hold down the AV button. It turns out the video output. Turn it off. Telephone. Voice. Which I think is the microphone. That's pretty much it. It's got DTS 2.0, Dolby Digital surround sound, sort of, or just Dolby Digital. Makes it sound real good. For $389, it's pretty decent radio. It's got all your basic features you'll need, and it's decently priced. All right, that was the Kenwood DDX470. It says the radio is $389, 1-year warranty. It's got front and rear subwoofer pre-outs, Bluetooth, and it's actually a pretty nice radio to get started off with. It's very easy to use. As you can see, all the settings and all that was kind of self-explanatory. You can almost figure out how to do it within a few minutes. Anyway, it's a really nice radio. You can probably check it out at the nearest Kenwood dealer. This is Paul with 12 Volt Review. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have an excellent day, and please subscribe.